Welcome back to another episode of Top 5 Plays. My name is Simon Snipe and thank you for supporting this series. If you'd like to grab a chance to potentially showcase your replay or someone else's replay in this series, please send it to my email link in the description below. Also, if you enjoyed the series, please remember to give it a thumbs up and comment what you like about this week's finalist in the comment section below. Without further ado, let's kick it off with Ruff sniping the seat of number 5. In the early days of an all-out unbanned Awakened Units week, it's everything goes and all sorts of team comms can be seen. Ruff drops an early Maria as a countermeasure against the enemy Kyle. His opponent brings out the trash bin, bolstering the enemy forces and doing trashy things. Insignificant as he is, Ruff's opponent drops a Kang at the backline to kill off the Zeldin and Maria, knowing that it was the biggest threat Ruff could bring out in his team. Not giving up, Ruff decides to stall with the 4-cost Jisoo to buy some time. After a brief scuffle, I want to bring to your attention to this Zeldin right here. With a little support at the front and Maria's personal army, Zeldin is here to prove to everyone she is a walking railgun. Given the opportunity to slowly charge her skills, 3 tapping threats in her way, she unleashes her ultimate skill which melted the enemy ship's HP like it was hit by a Dreadnought class battlecruiser, punching a hole in the ship and draining the HP bar like it was a glass of water. What happened after can only be explained as a total annihilation. Coming in at number 4, we have Dominique playing a game of trickery. His opponent led the charge with a Kyle, hoping to stun and taunt whatever Dominique will throw at him. But psyched, Dominique scared Kyle into turning around, dropping shields to the back like a staged betrayal. As he tried to snowball to win, the enemy deployed Awakened Yumina, hoping to clean things up. And in most cases this will be true. However, like all magicians defying logic, a quick sleight of hand using Kyle's shield and a new Ohio skill made Awakened Mina absolutely useless. And Adele came later to salvage the situation, but it was already too late. A complete waste of 6 deployment costs literally cost his opponent the game. A round of applause for Dominique, the Magician of the Week. Waltzing in at number 3, we have Xavier with the invisible name showing how it's done with only N units. Going in guns blazing, Xavier launched the offensive using everything in his hands. Fortunately, the roll advantage of the N units allowed them to deal sufficient damage and defense to stay alive long enough to prove useful. Kathy and Sparrow melted down Yumi like a hot knife through butter and you love to see it. Maya Hunt with a surprise managed to almost take down Esterosa, which has skill kits to actually make her tanky. And although this isn't a high ranking game with godlike gears, these prove that with a bit of luck and a ton of effort, any unit can prove useful. But don't try this in Platinum and above, guys. It's not safe for the heart. Just barely squeezing into number 2, we have Emma Voss with us again this week with an absolute clutch win at the end. It was an all-out brawl with control being wrested back and forth by both players over Rayleigh throughout the match. Emma Voss's opponent decides to control his enemy as best he can while doing some damage in the process. He starts off with a Sylvia after dodging Rayleigh's attack to the backline. Once the stun landed, he then deployed Kyle for further control with taunts and stuns. Emma Voss was at wit's end and couldn't do anything but wait for an opportunity. After a brief scuffle and was struggling on the losing end, things were looking bad when the only unit left on Emma Voss's side was his Awakened Yuna. Realizing his Yenshin has her ultimate up, Emma Voss decided to stall for more time by distracting the enemies with the iframe ultimate, getting more than he bargained for. The enemy Awakened Yuna wasted her ult, looking rather grim as the ship's HP dips to around 20%. Taking advantage of the enemy being desperate to end the game, Emma Voss held on dropping unit after unit near the base while his Awakened Yuna and some units leaked to the front and finally finished the fight with a heart-thumping 1 second left on the clock with barely 5% of ship HP left. Calling it close doesn't do this justice. Our ultimate champion sitting on the throne of number 1 is Crowbar trash emoting to taunt his opponent early in the fight. The fight began with each player trying to rush their Awakened Suryun out on the field. Something to note in these high ranked games is that usually the team comps are very similar, but the player with the game plan in mind usually has an edge over the one that doesn't. Crowbar entered this fight with a trump card hidden up his sleeve. His entire game plan was set in motion when he timed his Sylvia skill with the enemy's ship skill, stopping the enemy from doing insane damage after the sandwich happens. Following that up, forcing the enemy to sleep for 8 seconds using the operator skill, he pulled even further ahead, allowing Lin Hsin to ultimate, and now he is ready to do whatever the hell he wants. Instantly redeploying Awakened Hilde right after she dies, and from then on, snowball his way to victory. Well played, Crowbar. Well played. And that's it for this week's top 5 plays. Once again, to keep this series going, a large amount of replays is necessary to keep them, so keep them coming, guys. Until the next week, have fun in PvP. Bye!